This is Dan Dicks here reporting for Press for Truth, and in case you guys didn't know, last night California went up in a blaze, and the footage that is coming out right now is absolutely insane. Some of the footage you're about to see here is absolutely terrifying, as this fire rips through Los Angeles with incredibly high winds, spreading these flames very far and wide. You've got countless beachfront homes that have been completely burnt to the ground. You've got these apocalyptic scenes like this, where a man films from inside his home as the fires completely surround his house and his family. You've got these patients being evacuated from a hospital in what looks like a very nightmare scenario, with the elderly also being transported as quickly as possible away from their old age homes and away from the danger. Some people were so terrified while fleeing that they abandoned their vehicles and fled on foot, leaving a huge pileup where they had to be moved with a bulldozer. And while all of this is going on, you've got the pathetic and incompetent governor of California, Gavin Newsom, with his hands in his back pockets, casually enjoying the view. Something's not right in California, and I've got a lot of questions that need to be answered. Like, why did insurance companies remove fire protection there in entire neighborhoods in just the last couple of weeks? This guy says, looks like people are panicking and end up blocking the roads, wrecking cars stacked up and abandoned. Doesn't look good for those who live there. I'm wondering if insurance companies will treat them better than those that got flooded out and lost their homes in the East U.S. Appalachia area. And then the actor James Woods chimed in, saying, actually, one of the major insurance companies canceled all the policies in our neighborhood about 4 months ago. Why did this lady's parents' fire insurance get canceled on them after having it for decades, just weeks before this fire came?
I know I'm not supposed to be here, but this is my parents' home.
I know the feeling.
And they just they got canceled from their fire insurance. So they're dealing with this. They're 90 years old, and through the state of California, because of this, they're 90 years old, that they've lived in this house for 75 years, and they've had the same insurance, and these insurance people decided to cancel their fire. And we're going through this, and it just happened, and they have no fire insurance.
Why is there no water coming out of the fire hydrants? Even though in 2014, Californians overwhelmingly voted to spend billions on water storage and reservoirs. But to this date, that hasn't been done. Why is no one questioning why there appears to be footage of what some claim are homeless people starting the fires? And perhaps the biggest question of all, why did the LA Fire Department put DEI policies ahead of everything else, hiring its first female LGBTQ fire chief? This is Grand Marshal Chief Kristen Crowley, seen here with the mayor of LA at a Pride event, who, by the way, cut $17.6 million in funding from the fire department. She's currently in Africa on a taxpayer-funded trip and has a DEI hire running the fire department. Meanwhile, her city is burning to the ground. Why does this diversity, equity, and inclusion fire chief have an ultimate goal of hiring more women and gay firefighters?
I'm super inspired.
She took time out of her already busy schedule to tell us about her vision for the department's future, one that includes a 3-year strategic plan to increase diversity.
People ask me, well, what number are you looking for? I say, I'm not looking for a number. It's never enough.
Out of 3,300 city firefighters, only 115 are women right now. She's already looking at ways to change that. She's quick to point out that doing so has a greater purpose, attracting the best and brightest for the job.
They feel included, they feel valued, and they feel part of a cohesive team.
The chief also checks another box when it comes to inclusivity and diversity at this department. She's a proud member of the LGBTQ community.
That just kind of opens the door of people that thought, wow, I didn't even know that was an opportunity for me.
Why did the first LGBTQ fire chief create a DEI bureau to train firefighters on DEI policies.
Los Angeles Fire Department is launching its first ever Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Bureau. It is dedicated to ensuring a fair and equal workplace environment.
Eyewitness News reporter Christian Cordero is live in North Hollywood with more on what it entails and why it's necessary. Christian?
Ellen, Colleen, the discrepancies are stark, even just on paper. The LAFD this year hired its first ever female chief, and it says so far this year, 8% of its applicants have been women. That might sound like a small number, but it's actually twice the percentage of female firefighters currently in the department. Every day, the LAFD is called upon to respond to crises, and today it is taking a step to resolve one of its own. The department's first ever Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Bureau will launch in January, 1 year since its first ever female fire chief, Kristen Crowley, was appointed.
So by creating this new bureau, our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Bureau, now we actually have the staff to do the work when it comes to doing a deep dive in regard to how we do business, how we take care of one another in the fire stations and in our work environment.
Why are they going so far as to creating promotional videos pushing DEI policies as the most important thing moving forward?
We are hosting our new employee orientation, and our focus is to teach our new employees for them to understand cultural competency, identify implicit and unconscious bias, and be aware of the importance of us having a diverse and inclusive workforce.
Diversity is important because the different people bring different lenses to their job, and those different ideas, those different lenses are important to have the best practices for our industry.
We have people here from hazmat, we have dispatchers in the room, we have people that are responsible for financial management, we have our information management division, and also from human resources. So we have a variety of professionals that are receiving this training.
We teach people how to deal with conflict responsively, how to have challenging conversations, break down stereotypes, and learn more about cultural competence. And so we do this by working to advance equity throughout community partners and internal departments within Los Angeles County.
I welcome all of you in this room to join, whether you're LGBTQ+ or not, or you're just an ally, you have family members, anybody that's willing to engage and learn and grow from the opportunities that this experience has presented me with.
The Los Angeles County Fire Department would be recognized nationally and possibly even globally as an agency that was very serious about diversity, equity, and inclusion, and made some substantive changes so that everybody could feel safe and feel included.
Making people feel included in a safe space apparently wasn't enough. Why did the LA Fire Department pass a racial equity plan to end systemic, institutional, and structural racism? They even included a chart to map out the race of every employee to make sure they're racially diverse enough. Don't worry, California, we've got our best people on it. By the way, this is our best, and if you have a problem with that, you're just a right-wing conspiracy theorist bigot. Folks, remember the saying, go woke, go broke? Well, unfortunately now, for the people of Pacific Palisades, that has morphed into something far more dangerous than just going broke. Now, it's a matter of life and death. My friends, this is a developing story, so stay tuned to any updates that I may have as they come in. And I want to thank you so much for watching. If you do appreciate my efforts to continuously bring you this information, please consider making a donation by clicking the top link in the description below or just by going to pressfortruth.ca/donate. And that's all for today, folks. Please click that thumbs up button, share this video, and stay tuned, guys. I'm going to have more video reports coming soon, God willing. This is Dan Dicks reporting for Press for Truth. We all want truth. The truth will set you free.